I didn't start it. They asked me how I felt about what was said about me on another platform from some other people. You know, that sounds like I'm not a troublemaker.
Jim will be out of business after August 3rd, so I'm practicing the weatherman. As you can see, I'm in Harlem, New York. What up, Harlem? I love y'all, you know, but I shit don't go that fast, okay? But anyway, I just want to say, after August 3rd, I'm going to be the new weatherman. If I ain't going to be it, Kiss is going to fill in, or we're going to have to do this shit together. But August 3rd, after August 3rd, no more weatherman from Capo. It's over.
Welcome back to your daily dose of scandal and glamour. Styles P didn't just clap back, he went nuclear with it. The man scorched Jim with words so sharp they cut deeper than a diss track, and there was zero mercy. But let's keep it real. This smoke, it was destined to land right back on Jim Jones. He's always walking around with that chip on his shoulder, like every moment's a chance to prove he's tougher, louder, flashier than the next man.
All you gotta do is pull up here. You wanna join me? Pull up and join. You know what I'm saying? Pull right up here and you can join me. I'm on live.
Yeah, talk that shit. Yeah.
We're here, baby. Pull up.
Know what's up?
211, never here.
Know what's up, y'all?
You know what I mean? We're here, baby. J1 pulling up. He went home. You know, after the gym, he wanna go get flea. All you gotta do is pull up. 211, never here. Get checked out, and everything else will fall in line after that. I'm out here with the legends, man. You know what I mean?
My man,
you see it, man. OG Prince, man, one of the most solid individuals ever touched the universe.
Right.
We keep it solid, we keep it real, original over here, 100%. You see who pulls up? The real ones. And we keeping it solid. That's all we do over here. No extra bullshit. If you ain't coming on that type of time, stay where you at. Get your prostate checked, get you a juice. Juice is for life.
Whether he's ranting in interviews, overdoing it on social media, or dropping bars like he's still got something to prove, Jim just can't seem to chill, and now it's blowing up in his face big time. See, Jim's been working for years trying to flip his image, from street rapper to boss, to fashion mogul, to some kind of Harlem heavyweight in business. But here's the twist. Fans started whispering, is this man really about that life, or is he just dressing up in designer for likes? That's the exact vibe Jadakiss and Styles P dragged him for without even calling his name. The shade was so thick you didn't need a tag. The whole crowd knew who they were talking about, and when Styles dropped that cold line, you can't buy street credit, you earn that.
Jim Jones, Styles P, let's talk about it. Versus started out as how much body of work you got, how many dope-ass singles you got, right? Then it grew and progressed into having levels to this shit. It's sort of like boxing. You think you're gonna mash somebody the f out until them lights come on, it's a different story. Styles P said, I'm a barsmith. It's levels to this shit. Meaning, look, I can go on my bag with singles, but I can also go on my bags with body and shit, as far as freestyles. Can Jim Jones do that? Maybe he can. Have people seen Jim Jones do that? No, they haven't. Because like I said, once you get under them bright lights like a boxer, it's a different story.
It hit Jim like a body shot. No matter how many chains he piles on, no matter how many flashy records he releases, he just can't stack up to the decades of authenticity Jada and Styles been living. That's real pressure. The truth? Jim stays moving like he's chasing validation, crowning himself king of New York, stirring up petty feuds, always making sure people keep his name in their mouth. But after the LOX humiliated Dipset in that Verzuz battle, the world expected him to eat that loss like a man. Instead, Jim went right back to slick talking, like nothing ever happened.
Jim Jones.
Yeah.
He's been in a few fights.
Has he won any?
I believe so.
Really? Which one?
They say he beat up
His baby mama or something like that?
Nah, he beat up dude at the restaurant.
Who, the cook?
Let me see.
I don't even think he's from Harlem, tell you the truth.
You don't think he's from Harlem?
Nope. I think they never talk about him being in Harlem. I think he's from North Bronx or some shit.
He claims a blood gang out there.
Britney Spears claims a blood game.
And that's why this storm of shade won't stop circling back on him. Jim keeps throwing shots and twisting the narrative like Dipset didn't completely embarrass themselves on that stage. Everybody knows what really went down that night. Jadakiss stole the whole show by himself. That moment said it all, and no amount of spin can erase it. Now Jada and Styles P are just reminding Jim loud and clear who really owns the block. They came at him with no filter, saying Jim's out here spreading himself too thin, trying to be a hustler, a rapper, a mogul, and an influencer all at once, like he's running a marathon he can't finish. The truth is, everything about Jim feels staged these days. He's not moving like a man living his truth.
He need to go on a diet. He need to get his life together. He need to go to the doctor and get a physical. He looked terrible, bad body, back ass. He look big around the neck, waist look crazy. I'm body shaming this. You heard? He need to go get his shit together, get on the treadmill, do some push-ups, do something. You heard? Especially for playing with me.
He's moving like an actor stuck in a role, and Styles P wasn't shy about pointing it out either. In a recent interview, he called it plain. Jim's whole aura feels manufactured. That's wild, because if someone built from the same streets, cut from the same cloth is saying you look fake, that's not just a jab, that's a warning. Let's not forget, Jim earned his name off Harlem Grit, off actually being outside, not just photo ops and press tours. But now, that old street edge seems gone. It's been traded for front row fashion week vibes and Instagram flexing in cars everyone swears ain't even his. It looks like he turned his back on the block just to chase influencer clout.
Rolling. So I don't have much to say about it because I don't believe that Jim Jones believes that he's a better rapper than Nas, Pusha T, and Styles P. Yeah. I think he's an icon in terms of the fashion
culturally,
shit.
All
and
that.
Yeah, but we got to stop the train at somewhere.
Nas is a good place to stop that train.
Nas is a great place to stop that train for anybody.
Yeah.
When you start naming specific people,
I'm not mad at that.
It feels weird to me. Also, he doesn't have more Billboard entries than Nas. That's the other thing.
I didn't check it.
He does.
I saw some people fact checking. He don't.
He does not, and it's not particularly close.
Yeah, it's not.
He doesn't have a bigger listening base.
I wouldn't have thought it was close, but again, I didn't check it.
It's not close, and
Even if you remove features,
even if you get rid of
still
features,
not close.
It's just not close. I mean, you look at Spotify. Nas has 9 million followers. I think Jim has like 850,000. I mean, the traditional metric. You look at Grammys. I don't think they're on the same planet. I don't think that they should be debating that.
See, and that's why it's smart for Jim to insert himself in these conversations.
And people see right through it. And here's the thing, Jadakiss and Styles P aren't clowning him out of hate. This ain't petty beef, this is about principles. The LOX built their legacy on raw talent, bars that last decades, and respect that money can't buy. No gimmicks, no rented flash, no smoke and mirrors, just real rap standing tall against all the fakery Jim's been drowning himself in. Watching Jim scramble to cook up viral moments instead of dropping real music, that's what got everybody heated. He's out here chasing every trending wave, desperate to stay relevant, but what he forgets is the locks are the wave. They set the blueprint. And while they're standing on timeless classics, Jim's just clowning around with antics, hoping something sticks, and it's making the real ones shake their head in disgust. The streets always know the difference between authenticity and somebody playing dress up, and Jim crossing into podcast territory, talking reckless like he's the king of New York.
Jim Jones, Nas wasn't even a debate. Nas is a legend. Nas put in work. Nas's lyrics. Jim's not even close. The shit Jim says doesn't even make sense compared to what Nas has done for our culture. Hip hop, don't you stupid motherfucker know, you dumb, idiotic, wanna be entertained. Are you crazy? You don't play with someone's legacy like this. Y'all know it's not even close. I had the Source magazine. I did amazing shit. I helped a lot of you motherfuckers. Motherfuckers whose careers, and believe me, it's not like it was just me, but I had a hand in helping the culture progress, move forward, grab in the street to help put a light on them. Myself, Dave Mays, and the rest of the crew. I've never seen more clown shit in my life. Ain't no fucking way. Now we're gonna start taking real legends and legacies, and we're gonna start tainting them with this foolishness right now. Are you fucking kidding me? Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. You can't play with legacies like that. You can't play with Nas's name and his body of work like that. Everybody knows that Jim Jones catalog ain't got nothing to do with Nas. Why are we even entertaining that? Jim is more relevant than Nas now. Get the fuck out of here with that, man. This shit right here got y'all fucked up. Go listen to Nas, or even go listen to Jim. Music is to be listened to, not to be talked about. This is the most disrespectful, one of the most disrespectful shit that's happened to our culture is how much attention this Jim Jones and Nas shit is getting. It's one of the most disrespectful shit that's happened to our culture. But I'm sure y'all will find some other stupid shit to pay attention to fuck our legacy, to fuck our culture up, while the powers that be and the motherfuckers that's holding the strings are steady laughing at us, disrespecting us while they on their yachts and mega mansions. They give us the crumbs, and what happens? We want to flex on each other. Y'all done really let this motherfucking device take over y'all's souls, y'all's spirits, y'all's minds. This thing controls everything y'all think, y'all say, and y'all do. Now, do you think God wanted it like that? And y'all can't even help it. Y'all run to this and you stay on it all fucking day and entertain bull. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself for even entertaining this Nas and Jim shit. Ashamed. But this is what a good example, and I want y'all to hear me, a good example of what social media is doing. Social media can take anybody who ain't shit and put them against somebody who's one of the greatest orators, speakers, rappers, men in our time. And y'all think that's cool? Y'all think that shit's like fly? Y'all done lost it, bro. Y'all done lost it. Y'all done lost the essence of what life is about, of what being black is about. They're winning. Get the f*** out.
That was the final straw. Imagine trying to put yourself above certified legends, like the audacity is off the charts. The internet didn't let that slide for a second. Backlash came fast, flooding timelines. At first, Jada didn't even waste words. His silence said more than a whole essay could. But then, he slid in with that clean clapback, straight facts, no fluff. Because here's the truth. You don't crown yourself top tier, you earn it. You earn it with a catalog that speaks for itself, with consistency that can't be faked, and respect that follows you everywhere. And when Jada hit him with numbers don't lie, that was checkmate. The streets never forgot that Verzuz mic drop moment, and Jim's still carrying that L like baggage he can't put down. Then Styles P piled on, and he didn't sugarcoat a thing. He said straight up, trying to crown yourself while throwing dirt on others is weak energy. If you gotta drag legends just to make yourself look big, you were never solid to begin with. That one line flipped the entire conversation upside down and left Jim looking like the loudest but weakest voice in the room. At this point, it ain't even about rap, it's about legacy and respect. Jim might have the drip, the grind, and the flashy image, but Jada and Styles, they're sitting on heavyweight status that money can't buy. Real credibility. They never had to scream about being kings of New York. The culture crowned them years ago, and nobody ever dared to question it. Meanwhile, Jim's still out here chasing validation like it's currency, acting like every Instagram like or share is some kind of trophy, and that's the difference. The LOX earned their respect by staying solid, while Jim keeps running after clout like it's the only way to breathe. But let's keep it honest, this beef didn't come out of nowhere. The tension been simmering for years, way before the Verzuz massacre. Sneak disses and freestyles, shady tweets, subliminals and interviews. Fans clocked it but brushed it off. Now, it's boiling over in plain sight. Styles even broke it down on a recent IG Live, saying rappers nowadays put more energy into Instagram posts than they ever did into the actual streets. And the whole room knew exactly who he was shading. Jim's whole persona feels like one big advertisement now, loud, extra, dripping in logos, but hollow at the core. Then you got Jada, smooth as ever, reminding everybody, we don't compete with antics, we compete with bars. That's pressure Jim can't fake while he's posting selfies in designer boutiques. The LOX are still spitting verses that cut deep and stick to your soul. And here's the crazy part, nobody's denying Jim's got talent. He can rap, no question. But when every move looks like a PR stunt, it's hard for the streets to feel it. Especially when you're standing next to lyrical assassins like Jada and Styles P, men who built their legacies without ever needing gimmicks. You know what really makes this whole situation messy? Jim Jones keeps brushing it off like it's all jokes. But Jada and Styles, they're locked in serious. You can hear it in their voices. This ain't playful banter. This is straight up critique from legends who don't bite their tongue. And Jim crossed that line the second he started throwing sneak disses like he could rewrite the script. Right after that Verzuz beatdown, Jim had the audacity to claim Jada and Styles were just mad because he's winning. But winning what exactly? Jada's got platinum plaques stacked, classic verses etched into history, and the streets forever riding for him. Styles P. He's out here running successful businesses, dropping knowledge, and still torching tracks like it's his rookie year. That's legacy. That's real success that can't be faked. Meanwhile, Jim's whole playbook is chasing clout like it's a sprint, trying to stay viral instead of staying solid. But the likes see right through that circus act, and so do the fans. The same supporters who once loved Jim for being raw and gritty are now saying he's slipping into full-blown gimmick mode, like he forgot the one golden rule in hip-hop. Authenticity is the real currency, not Instagram likes. Jada and Styles have moved with quiet dominance for decades. They don't need to yell, they don't need gimmicks, they strike when it matters. And every time Jim tries to downplay their legacy, he only exposes how shaky he feels about his own. That's why their jabs sting different. They're not random insults. They're voicing what the street's been whispering for years. Jim lost his edge, and he's trying too hard to buy it back. And then there's the way Jim keeps trying to twist the story, like Dipset didn't get absolutely washed in that Verzoos. In every interview, he keeps repeating the same tired excuse, saying they were just having fun or wasn't prepared. But come on, nobody's buying that bedtime story. The truth is plain as day. Jada went into beast mode that night and owned the entire stage. That wasn't a regular win. It was domination on live TV. The LOX came out locked in, hungry, sharp, and in perfect sync. Meanwhile, Dipset looked sloppy, like they stumbled in late and forgot their own set list. And the worst part? Jim's still out here trying to downplay it, acting like the whole world didn't witness the slaughter in real time. Styles P summed it up perfectly. You can't rewrite what the crowd already saw. That energy in the building was electric. You could feel the shift in the culture that night. Jim pretending it didn't happen just makes him look delusional and out of touch. And here's the bigger picture. It was never just about one battle. It's about consistency, about living in the booth and still dropping bars that hit heavy years later. That's Jada and Styles to the core. Meanwhile, Jim's juggling crypto ads, reality TV, and fashion drops like music is some side hustle now. But hip-hop, don't forget. You take a historic L like that, and instead of learning from it, you laugh it off. That's when it stings even worse, and the damage runs deep. It doesn't just cost you streams, it costs you respect. Jim can shoot glossy videos with expensive visuals all day, but if the bars don't carry soul, weight, or truth, the streets won't feel it. And right now, fans are saying his verses sound empty, dressed up with flash, but no punch, no heart, no authenticity. Meanwhile, Jada's still dropping verses that shake the internet with zero rollout, no promo, just raw fire straight from the booth. That's the difference. What Jada and Styles P are doing right now is a masterclass in longevity. They're not out here chasing trends or stunting for Instagram. They built their empire on bars, and decades later, they're still standing tall with their legacy intact. Styles even broke it down with one of the coldest lines. Some of us built bridges, others built brands. One will outlast the other. And he wasn't lying. Jim's been pouring all his energy into branding lately, but here's the problem. Branding only sticks if the music lives up to the hype. Right now, fans are peeping the gap loud and clear. The shine is there, but the lyrics, they feel light, flimsy, with no real weight behind them. And instead of fighting back with bars, Jim's been clapping back with Instagram captions, flashy designer fits, and slick talk. That might work for influencers, but in hip-hop, that energy don't hold up. This culture is built on substance, and antics can only take you so far. What we're really seeing is a generational split. Old school authenticity versus this new era of showmanship, and Jim looks stuck on the wrong side of it. While Jim's out here trying to juggle a dozen hustles, Jada and Styles need just one mic to silence the noise and own the room. And here's where it gets messy. Word on the street says Jim's next project is packing direct shots at Jada and Styles. Insiders claim he's been low-key cooking up a response in the studio. But fans already asking the real question, does Jim actually want that smoke with two legends who never miss when it's time to fire back? Let's keep it all the way real. Going bar for bar with Jadakiss is straight up dangerous. That man got one of the sharpest pens hip-hop has ever seen. Battle-tested, untouched, and still deadly after decades. And Styles? He's no lightweight either. He's a lyrical assassin who's been slicing through rappers for years without even breaking a sweat. If Jim really thinks about stepping into that ring, he better come with nothing but pure fire. No fluff, no filler, no gimmicks. Because if it sounds like another stunt for attention, the streets will clown him instantly. The LOX don't play when it comes to the booth. Once they lock in, it's game over. Lights out, no rematch. Some fans are hoping this back and forth could spark a new wave of lyrical warfare, bring back that raw competitive spirit. But others, they're nervous because if Jim jumps in and the bars don't land, it's only going to expose how wide the skill gap really is between him and the legends. Jada doesn't even need to respond unless he feels like it. That's the kind of power he's sitting on. And that's what makes Jim's next move so risky. One weak verse and the whole conversation ends with him buried under the weight of his own hype. But if, by some miracle, he manages to cook up a response that actually hits hard, that might finally earn him the lyrical respect he's been chasing his entire career. And that's the heart of it all. Can Jim deliver when the spotlight's this hot? Because strip away the antics, the flash, the designer fits, and the viral post, and hip-hop always comes back to the same foundation. Jada and Styles came from an era where your bars were your business card, where respect was earned line by line, not through clout. And the craziest part, Jim came from that same era too. So the question is, did he forget the code or can he still live by it? Somewhere along the line, Jim swerved out of his lane. Maybe it was to stay relevant. Maybe it was hunger for more. Maybe it was just survival in a shifting industry. But now, he's toe-to-toe with the same legends he once stood shoulder to shoulder with. And that's where the cracks show. Styles P summed it up perfectly in one brutal line. We stood tall when the game turned fake. And that hit different because it cut right into the heart of what this whole feud is about. This isn't just about who's outside, this is about who stayed solid when the culture started bending under gimmicks. Right now, Jim's aura gives off more confusion than confidence, and fans are clocking it in real time. The reactions tell the story. Some people defend him, saying he's just evolving with the times, but far more are standing with the LOX because they never had to switch up once to stay respected. They stayed authentic, and the culture rewards that forever. And one thing's for sure, this won't end quietly. Jim's starting to lose the same folks who once carried him. Fans are looking past the smoke and mirrors, remembering the old Jim, the hungry Jim, the gritty Jim, the one who gave us We Fly High and held Dipset down like a badge of honor in the early 2000s. That Jim didn't need stunts. He didn't need to flex every frame on social media. His presence alone spoke louder than any chain could shine. Now it feels like the energy shifted from craft to clout chasing. And let's keep it real. Jada and Styles ain't throwing these shots out of hate or envy. These are certified legends, men who bled for hip-hop and carved their names in stone with bars that still shake the block. When they speak, the whole game listens. And right now, the whole game's side-eyeing Jim. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest tips. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.